Hello folks, Min-Max Munchkin back with an update video for an old gimmick character concept I named Cantrip Commando. The core idea is still pretty simple: get as many cantrips as possible. Thanks to a few comments and a new official class, the Artificer, it is now possible to rearrange the levels and with just a smidge of Unearthed Arcana, squeeze at least 4 more cantrips in this character. So how exactly can you make and play a level 20 character that can cast at least 39 out of 40 something official cantrips? Well, let's start with point buy as my own preferred method of making characters. If your DM enforces standard array, this character will be quite diminished and basically even less viable than it already is. However, if you roll for ability scores and just get a little bit lucky, you can deploy this bad boy in a level 21 shot and make everyone at the table question your motives and your sanity. As you may already suspect, this character is a hot mess consisting of multiple D&D 5e spellcasting classes. I recommend making Charisma your main ability score because guess what? You will have a few Warlock levels at some point, so that Eldritch Blast will be doing most of the work in combat. Therefore, you need at least 13 in Wisdom, Intelligence and Charisma, and this video needs at least 1300 likes, preferably even 13,000. That would be just awesome because the YouTube algorithm is always ravenously salivating over ever-inflating engagement metrics. So do me a favor and scroll down below, cast whatever cantrip you want at the thumbs up icon and subscribe button, and you know, just keep watching the video because you will learn 39 cantrips in the next few minutes. Moving on, Tiefling Race still fits nicely both in terms of extra cantrip and racial ability bonuses. There are of course other races that get cantrips too, such as Aasimar, Gnomes, Genasi and High Elves, but in my opinion things are even messier with those. Now, one small racial change to this character is a Mordekainen's Tome of Foes Tiefling variant, which gives you Friend's cantrip instead of the usual thaumaturgy you get with a standard Tiefling. The leveled racial spells also fit the theme of an illusionist manipulating trickster a bit better in my opinion. This isn't a necessary modification, but it does feel a bit cleaner, at least in my own mind. Then of course you embark on a beautiful journey of dipping into 8 different specific spellcasting subclasses. I think starting things off with an old Unearthed Arcana Giant Soul Sorcerer sets the appropriate weirdness level, with both the Giant and Fiendish ancestry coursing through your veins right at level 1. This gives you the usual 4 sorcerer cantrips, but you also get 1 extra cantrip from the Mark of Ordning feature. In this case, Frost Giant makes the most sense to me, if nothing but for the Armor of Agathis spell, which is worth upcasting with higher level slots, which you will have plenty of. Next, we have 1 level of Arcana Cleric with Arcane Initiate feature, giving you 2 extra wizard cantrips on top of the 3 standard cantrips all clerics get at level 1. You boost things significantly with 4 more levels in Celestial Warlock, stacking 2 bonus subclass specific cantrips, Light and Sacred Flame, on top of 3 standard Warlock cantrips and 3 Pact of the Tome boon cantrips. Dipping 2 levels in Illusionist Wizard provides a beefed up Minor Illusion on top of 3 standard Wizard cantrips. 3 levels in Arcane Trickster Rogue are still in there to give you an improved version of Mage Hand, and 2 more Wizard cantrips of your choice. 2 levels in Land Druid gives you 1 extra Druid cantrip on top of the usual 2 cantrips all Druids get at level 1 and level 2. Replacing 3 levels of Eldritch Knight Fighter with just 1 level of Artificer provides the exact same number of extra cantrips, just 2 of them, but also frees up the necessary 2 more levels we can put into Lore Bard for that juicy additional magical secrets feature. Now, unlike most sane and sensible individuals who would take spells like Fireball or Counterspell or whatever other level 3 spell you can learn via this feature, you of course will use it to learn 2 more cantrips because this is what this character does. It's just cantrips, there's nothing else. Now, if you've been doing the counting in your head, you will realize that these 8 subclasses allow you to learn only 36 cantrips. That's why we are going to spend our only 2 ability score improvements this character has access to pick up Magic Initiate and a feat that I forgot in that older Cantrip Commando video, Spell Sniper. These 2 feats combined will give you additional 3 cantrips, which totals up to 39, just as advertised in the video thumbnail. Now, which 39 cantrips do you actually learn? Well, I tried to distribute most of the offensive cantrips to the charisma classes, because if you're gonna use them, why would you use them with a +1 modifier from intelligence or a +1 modifier from wisdom when you can use them with a +3 modifier from charisma, right? Not to say that 16 charisma at level 20 is optimized, it's certainly not, but the goal from the get-go was to just get as many cantrips as possible, so you just have to make some sacrifices along the road, there's just no other way. So, as you can see from the screenshot, this is what I ultimately came up with. Most of the attack roll and saving throw cantrips are tied to Sorcerer, Warlock and Bard, with utility and non-combat ones distributed among intelligence and wisdom-based spellcasters. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put in the last 4 cantrips, so if 4 missing cantrips seems like way too much for you, it's time for you to pick up the phone and call your DM, because this is as far as you can go on your own. At least I wasn't able to find another way to squeeze in maybe just like one more cantrip in there. Cue the magic items, obviously. I won't claim this is an exhaustive list, this is like the only magic items that you can take for more cantrips, because frankly I couldn't be bothered reading through the nooks and crannies of each and every one of the dozens, if not hundreds of official magic items. However, here are a few of them, you know, just ideas that might help you squeeze 1 or maybe 2 more cantrips in there. The simplest form are spell scrolls. The DM might give you, you know, the cantrip scrolls that you don't know or can gain access to, or, you know, it can even be a side quest, a minigame, a shopping experience, or a business venture. Granted, if you think about it, if you can get unlimited amount of spell scrolls, there's no need to go through all of these like multiple spellcasting subclasses and painstaking leveling up process up to level 20 just to get 39 cantrips, when you can just get all cantrips via your scrolls. If you want something more permanent and not just a one-off casting, Wand of Winter allows you to cast Ray of Frost. If you can get this item, you will have to pick some other Giant Soul Sorcerer Mark of Ordning, but that's technically 1 more cantrip. Now, you can get 1 other cantrip by swapping Dancing Lights for something you don't know, because Dancing Lights is one of the cantrips you can get from Ring of Shooting Stars. Since this ring gives you the light cantrip as well, you don't even technically need the Celestial Warlock anymore. You can pledge your allegiance to an Undying patron for Spare the Dying cantrip, and technically will still have the same number of cantrips. Undying Warlock is more in line with the devious, you know, cheating, lying, stealing character than maybe necessarily Celestial. And if you have a particularly generous DM, Staff of the Magi also gives you the light cantrip same as Ring of Shooting Stars, accompanied by a myriad of other magic effects, spells, whatever, and Illusionist Bracers and Rod of Pact Keeper will make your Eldritch Blast damage go through the roof. Of course, most DMs won't give you half of these, if any at all, but it never hurts to ask, and it's always beneficial to be on good terms with your DM, because he or she ultimately allows you to have fun and play with all these shiny imaginary magic toys. Now, in terms of progression, if that's even a thing for this character, here's a way to level up and get as many cantrips on as low levels as possible. Ultimately, you will need all 20 levels to get all 39 of them, or more if you're lucky to get magic items, but if you want to play this character in a lower level one-shot for some shits and giggles, this would be about the way to do it. In terms of viability, let's be honest, this is more of a thought experiment than a reasonably useful, sensible character. However, I don't think it would be totally useless even in tier 4, because you will be a 14th level multiclass spellcaster with a lot of high level slots and a wide range of level 1 spells, and even a few level 2 and 3 spells to spice things up. Therefore, I see this character really as a deceiving, lying, stealing and cheating con artist that's absolutely obsessed with collecting, well, hoarding low power magic knowledge, aka cantrips. In my mind, I think he would be totally down to sell out his reputation, material wealth, or even his soul, or just manipulate other people and organizations in a Machiavellian fashion just to get 1 more cantrip in whatever way, shape or form. Obviously, you don't have to play it like that. It can be a totally upstanding, law-abiding, decent citizen of whatever imaginary reality you're slowly breaking apart with your mere existence. I just personally don't consider it a plausible or even interesting way to play this character. After all, one of your subclasses is called an Arcane Trickster, so it really makes sense to play this character as a devious little sleazy piece of crap. Just don't ruin the fun of other people. I think that's just common human decency. And another decent thing you can do right now is to scroll a bit below and unload all of these 39 cantrips into the like, subscribe and bell notification icons to get notified of all my future videos and cast me higher in the YouTube algorithm rankings. As you can see me scrolling through it on the screen, I updated the old Word file with probably way too much new information. I went a bit more into detail about some things and did my best to clarify potentially confusing, contradicting advice. If you would like to download this file and all of my other files, past and future, head on over to my Patreon page and pledge into the Magical Secrets tier. It's not mandatory, it's 100% optional, especially in these troubled, globally challenging economic times. But if you find the Patreon perks worth the trouble, worth your time and worth your money, consider supporting my efforts there. Special shout out to all of my current patrons: Mike, Matthew, Ewing, BardlyManHardlyTrying, Rogor, Kaleron, Cory Clausen, SuburbanHell, Albert Kwak, Aidan Harth, Gary Kors, Oldham, C Alcazar, Bredwin, your boy folks, Sean, Mannozzi Stefano, Adekoya, bittenbi, Jeremy, Sirois, ShatteredSilence, Lunatic Dragon, Darth Xín, Harry, Howell, CrackedMask, Ebonhawk, Alexandre Audet, Nathan, Nicholas, Jaussaud, Francisco Martinez, Keelan, Udell 18, Russ Helms, Joy Fry, Adam McCain, Ted Rygard, Stephen Keyser, B. Jones, John Saylor, Derek Peck, Barben Vernis Posting, Tristin Boarder, Edward Tersinski, Devon Troeger, Sean Walker, James Randolph Rich, Wesley Shick, Matthew Joyce, Edge Walker, Noob God, Techie 3D, Shady Banks, Kyler Beverly, Edwin Lugo, Jonah Katz, Aidan Musumesi, probably butchered that, Adam Howard, Robin Smith, Nathan L, Devin Pixel Junkie, Crow's Depth, Jacob Nether, The Undead Owl Goddess, and Jacopo Skydweller. Thank you for your continued support. I'll make sure you get many more videos like this in the following weeks and months. With everything said and done, me and Max Munchkin out, and talk to you soon.